The first month after I left the boardroom, my WhatsApp was silent. No status updates, no urgent pings, just a definite quiet. I spent 22 years building a multi-million-dollar corporate mask. The suits, the sanitized languages, the titles. I thought that armor was me. It wasn't. It was just a cage I had decorated. If you're standing at that exit today, terrified because you don't know who you are without the Titan designation, you aren't alone. Your corporate armor is officially your startup cage. Today, you'll understand how to navigate that identity detox. We're going to deconstruct the hero mindset so you can stop looking for a job and start looking for a foundation. Move from being a high-value tenant in someone else's dream to becoming the sovereign architect of your own. I'm Adewumi-Zer, founder and CEO of Zer Consulting Africa. For over 2 decades, I navigated boardrooms for global giants, but nothing prepared me for the identity detox of day zero. I've guided CEOs to outcomes they didn't think were possible in today's economy. But today, I'm speaking as someone who had to trade in 22 years of corporate armor for a blank floor plan. I tell people, scaling in Africa isn't a math problem, it's a detox problem. All the hands-on execution, all the work, all the sort of micromanaging and following up habits that got you to a VP role are the exact same habits that create bottlenecks in a $1 million startup. You must trade the comfort of the mask for the messiness of the blueprint. How do you do this? Remember that the silence is space. Your phone gets quiet, I won't lie. And that quiet can be really scary. For myself, I was very active on my WhatsApp status, a bit active on LinkedIn, maybe a bit less so, but I used my WhatsApp as a way to let my team know what was going on in my life so that they could get to know me a bit better beyond the mask of the CEO. Once I stepped away from that role, my status got quiet. Not for one day, not for 1 week. For an entire month, I stopped posting. But one of my former colleagues noticed and reached out and told me that that's how he realized that something was going on, because he looked forward to my WhatsApp statuses and then he stopped seeing them. But that was the space that I needed. I needed to take that month to really come back to myself and rethink, what is now my purpose? What is my why after the corporate life? So I would encourage you to welcome that silence. Don't see it as a void. See it as a space you need to find your next why, so that you're not looking just for a job. Looking for a new job is okay. Or perhaps a new job isn't the right place for you. Perhaps you need to find your next foundation. Next, we need to fire that hero. We're so used to being the hero. I love being the hero in my own life. I always tell people, you're the CEO of your own life. Now, the problem with being the hero is that excellence requires work. Excellence requires you willing to be a newbie again. Look at me in my YouTube channel. I never used YouTube. I still don't call myself a YouTube user. But going through this experience of building a channel, of being a newbie, of not knowing the space, of having to learn a new area has been super exciting. Excellence requires that courage to go beyond your comfort space and look into new areas. Because if you're still the person with all the answers, you're not leading, you're choking the growth out of your own engine. Lastly, ignore those stakeholders who are so far away, sometimes 6,000 miles away. They don't know what's going on the ground. Sometimes we let them get into our head. We remember what they said about working in Africa, about saying that things don't work here. But what we have to remember is what might work in other part of the world can't be a copy paste for this part of the world, and vice versa many times. So you're on the ground. You know the friction, you know the talent, you know the solutions. So be confident in your knowledge and choose Afro-optimism so that you can build for the ground that we're standing on, not the boardroom that you left. Like I said, scaling in Africa is not a math problem. It's a detox problem. Your corporate success was a floor plan for the bungalow, but to build a skyscraper, you have to start over. My question for you today is, who are you if you don't have a title to define your worth? Tell me just one hero habit you're finding hardest to kill. If this spoke to the unmasked version of you, please like and comment bold below. Subscribe and hit the bell to join these weekly sessions, and forward this to a founder in day zero who needs to know they're not alone. And watch the next video on why investors walk away from heroes.